Recognize the member for Skeena.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker, and I'm delighted to be the final speaker in this debate, and I speak strongly in favour of the motion brought forward by the member for Victoria Swan Lake that be it resolved that this House consider referring the issue of the impacts of class size and composition on the learning outcomes of British Columbia students to the Select Standing Committee on Education. And I'm going to carry on from where my honourable friend from Surrey, White Rock, spoke a few minutes ago about the hyper-partisan nature of this chamber and how it is that good people of sound mind can come in here and argue so strongly about whether the wall is black or whether the wall is white. But, Honourable Speaker, in fairness to his comments, outside of this chamber, a lot of agreement happens. Let me give an example. As everyone knows, the Standing Select Committee on Finance tours the province every year to find out what British Columbians think should be the priority of this government in terms of bringing forward the next budget. And that takes place outside of this chamber, Honourable Speaker. I should mention it has a Liberal chair, a government chair. It has always a majority of government members on it. And they go around, listen to what people have to say. And I have to congratulate them, Honourable Speaker, because outside of this chamber, backbenchers on the other side have a completely different point of view. The Legislative Standing Committee on Finance has gone around for the last 3 years and has had very strong recommendations, which, by the way, have been reached by consensus with New Democrat members. Here's what they say. November 2013 report, item 27. Review the increasing demands on school district budgets and ensure that funding is appropriately directed to meet the growing support required for students with special needs. November 2014 report, number 22 item. Provide support for proposed new K-12 initiatives such as personalized learning. Number 23 recommendation, provide resources to identify and address the growing number of students with special needs and those with minimal English language skills, Honourable Speaker. And then just last year, Honourable Speaker, November 2015, the Select Standing Committee came up with this report and this recommendation. Provide stable, sustainable and adequate funding to enable school districts to fulfill their responsibility to continue to provide access to quality public education with recognition of the increased costs that school districts have incurred, Honourable Speaker. So in reality, given a slightly different venue, the government members do recognize that there is a serious problem in our school system. In spite of everything that is going on, in spite of the fact that teachers are working hard, at the end of the day, Honourable Speaker, whether you're a teacher or whether you work in the medical system, professionals will always go above and beyond to do the best job that they can, and we see that every day in our school system, Honourable Speaker. But let's get away for a second from the numbers and just the pure statistics. Let's look at the number of librarians and the number of libraries that have had to close in the last 14 years. Let's look at the number of counsellors, those teachers, specialized teachers, who help kids who either have emotional problems or learning problems. Let's look at the number of specialized ed teachers who are there to support the classroom teacher to give some new strategies for a child who has some form of learning disability. Look at things like audiologists or speech pathologists. Nobody, Honourable Speaker, in British Columbia can argue that those levels of specialized teachers have been seriously cut in the last 14 years as a result of the budgetary constraints in our public education system.